Welcome to a new edition of the Wrestling Retrospective. I'm your host, Earnest EJ Christian. It's been a long time since we did this show. I think the last time we did the show actually was in over the summer, in August. So we're back to doing some of these retro podcasts here on Earnestly Podcast. And what a way to kick off the new season here with our first time guest on the show. He is, of course, 1/5 of the 3CT podcast. Look how happy it is. Look at that handsome face. It is Intern Mark himself, Mark Hottenstein, with us. Mark, how you doing, brother?
I am better than I deserve, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
Wow.
This is very exciting.
Wait, are you Intern Mark or Dave Ramsey?
Well, I've been called many things, just not late for supper.
Never for supper. Well, today's
Ernest, I got to say thanks. The couch here is really, really comfy.
Isn't it nice? By the way, nice little W post behind you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm trying to drum up some advertising for the show.
How's it working?
So I get this little, well, not so good so far. Not for us anyway. Maybe for Little Debbie, but now do you have Little Debbie down there in Florida?
I don't remember Little Debbie stores, but you do have Little Debbie's obviously in the stores, like
okay, all right.
You know.
Sure.
So, like I said, we're gonna do a nice this or that. Here you familiar with the game, of course. We just pick different things and comparison and whatnot. We're gonna focus on the golden era, or I call it the Hulkman era, but we call it the golden era, of course. And of course, you are a big fan of that era as well too. We'll get to that in a second. But as I do with all my first time guests on the show, when they come on the show, I want to ask them their background and how they first started in podcasting. And you, of course, how'd you meet with the 3CT boys? I've been friends with those guys I know Big Jim for well over 12 years now. And through the last 5 or 6 years, I've gotten to know Ryan, Matt, and Tim, of course. But how'd you get into the podcast game? How'd you meet with 3CT? How first off, let's start here. What got you to wrestling?
Holy cats. That's a great question, Ernest. Great question. Or as Smokey would say, great question. Our boy, old Ryan. Now, I'll tell you what, I
that guy.
He's a good man, that Ryan Smokey Miller. But I'll tell you what got me in. It was the UWF, actually, the Universal Wrestling Federation, which was Mid-South back in the day. A good old UWF. It was like 86, I want to say. And I came on Saturday nights on, I think, a channel out of Philadelphia, which is somewhat local to where I live here. It's within about an hour and a half.
Right.
But so Saturday Night Wrestling would come on and my father would watch it. And they had Big Cowboy Bill Watts and some Russians. And we watched it the one week. And then you had to see what was going to happen the next week. And then we got hooked on that. Then, like, wait a minute, what's this wrestling on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings? And it was WWF at the time, Superstars, and WWF Challenge. And it just took off from there. And by the time Hogan and Paul Orndorff feud just started, when Orndorff turned on Hogan.
It was August 86. Yep.
Yeah, it was 86. Yep, it was after the first WrestleMania. Orndorff had turned heel. Well, he was heel, and he turned babyface, and he turned heel again.
Right.
And took out Hogan. Boy, that feud had us hooked. My older brother, and I. We were hooked.
Actually, it's actually one of the more underrated Hogan feuds in his entire career, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was really good. Now, Orndorff, the rumor is, he was the replacement if Andre the Giant was unable to perform at WrestleMania 3.
True.
That's why
he
did not have a match. So, But man, we were all in the WrestleMania 3. It was the first one we watched live on pay-per-view. We weren't there in Michigan, unfortunately. We watched that live, and I think that was the best. Just a great build. Yeah. WrestleMania 3 so exciting.
Absolutely. Great event, of course. I know also too you're such a big fan that you actually were present the night, one of my all-time favorite moments and shows in history, the night the Mega Powers first, unofficially got together. That was, of course, the Science Man event episode that aired in October of '87, which I watched quite often, not just because of the Mega Powers, but also just the whole show in general. You were there present for that.
Yes, absolutely. It was my first live wrestling event.
Really? It's first time? Oh, wow.
First one, yep, 87. It was
September 87. I know it aired. I know September 87 when it happened. October 87 it aired.
Yeah, it was They recorded it very late September, and then it aired very early October.
October 3rd, right?
And it was at the old Hershey Park Arena, which is still standing. It's a hockey rink where the Hershey Bears play.
Yeah.
And they don't use it really for entertainment anymore, but WWF used to come there all the time. I think that was the second Saturday night's main event they did out of that arena at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one we didn't go. Like, we just didn't really know much about wrestling then, but boy, we went down there and we had floor seats, and I want to say they were $11, and we were like 12 rows back on the floor, and I was right by the railing, and I saw Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and the Hart Foundation, the Macho Man, all come out, and they were just gigantic. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I was just a kid. But I'll tell you, Andre the Giant, you hear all the stories about Andre the Giant. When Andre walked out, he was literally head and shoulders above all the fans standing there at that rail. It was just incredible.
He was a big dude, bro. You watch some of the camera stuff, and he's walking down the aisle, and here's like big crowd. There's this big dude that's walking through the sea of crowd, like, oh my god, it's Andre.
Yep.
Not even Bundy could say that. Not even Bundy could say that.
Yeah,
Andre.
Bundy was huge. He was up there that night too.
Yeah.
It was wild. The Macho Man Hogan, they had the handshake, and when the Honky Tonk Man knocked down Elizabeth, boy, the air came out of that arena, and people just gasped because putting your hands on a woman, a man, pushing a woman down like that didn't happen very often in wrestling, especially not in WWF at the time.
Right.
That was big time. But it was so good. What a great event.
And you've been a fan ever since. You stayed with the product ever since. Have you taken time away from the product at any point?
I did not. Like, almost every one of my friends had taken time away, and I stuck with it. I really have since '86.
Wow, that's awesome.
I remember the Monday night. So it was Tuesday Night Titans, what used to be the show,
right,
with Vince McMahon, and then they went to Monday night. It was primetime wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin Brian, they had this little box back in the day, like when you had cable. You just either turned the knob on the television, kids, or you had this little box that had like 40 different channels, and you would just turn the knob. And USA is the channel, and we had cable, but we only got like 12 channels. But they upgraded their box and gave us their old one. Next thing you know, Monday night I could watch wrestling. We were watching primetime wrestling. Had Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, it just really hooked us too. It was so much fun. If you get a chance, check out some of the old primetime wrestling shows.
The best. I love it.
Oh, it really is. It's the comedy still stands up today.
Yeah, Bobby and Gorillas is amazing.
Oh, they just had chemistry. It was so funny.
Yeah.
The stuff leading up to WrestleMania 3 with them was so funny when Gorilla was out with Bobby Heenan going to Andre the Giant's secret training facility, and they got lost in the woods and just it's so fun. Or they went to Busch Gardens, and it was just such a good time.
Right. So I mentioned earlier that you also are 1/5 of the my favorite wrestling podcast out there, 3CT podcast. Now going 12 years. You've been part of that show pretty much since day one, maybe 2 years in. I don't know how long. How'd you meet those guys? You
know, that is once again a great question, Ernest. Good question. So I think you might know Big Jim longer than I have, maybe just by a few months.
So I've known Big Jim since 2014.
I have to go back and do a little look, and you might have.
So I actually met him, not in person, through this medium, of course. It was right when they started the show, because they started the show, I think, right after WrestleMania 30, right? If I'm not mistaken.
That sounds correct. Yes.
So I had him on my podcast, I believe, the week of WrestleMania 30. Now I wasn't at that time. I was not watching the product at the time, but I was, I was doing a weekly radio show, and I would have like guests come on there. It was WrestleMania week, and I had him come on the show, and we just talked a little bit and this and that, and preview WrestleMania. I sound very dumb talking about it. I try to throw in more old school questions because I was more of an old school guy, of course. But from there, we became, fairly. I mean, we weren't tight back then, but we would talk a little bit, and then as years went on, we still got a little tighter. And then I think by the pandemic, we got really, really tight.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because we did a lot of the video podcasts and stuff then, because we couldn't actually get together, or you could, but it was frowned upon.
Right. Of course.
But yeah, I actually so I met Smokey, or Ryan, if you will.
Ryan. Yeah.
We were co-workers. I met him first. Good old Ryan. I was indirectly his boss, and then Tim, I was directly his boss or supervisor. He worked with us. So yeah, the three of us all worked together. And then I met Jim through Ryan. I heard of Jim, and he mentioned his friend Jim several times about being a wrestling fan. I met Jim at a Reading Phillies game, which is the minor league baseball team in Reading, Pennsylvania. And
Right.
Bret Hart was there that night, and I met Bret Hart and Big Jim on the same night.
Oh wow!
Isn't that
And go
exciting?
figure, Bret Hart, and go figure, Jim's a big fan of Bret Hart. He's a great wrestler.
Huge fan. Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I could pull it up, but I could find out the exact date I met him. And then I met Matt through Jim and Ryan. And Matt I met at a local wrestling event, then like live and in person.
Okay.
At a wrestling event. But Matt, I'll tell you that those guys are honestly, I know we joke and stuff, but they're some of the nicest guys you ever want to meet.
They really are.
Jim, his wife is super nice, and Matt's wife and daughter, maybe she has such a nice family. And Mrs. Tim, even though she doesn't like me, she's a nice woman.
And, she probably does like you. It's
I
a
think
rib.
she does.
It's a rib. It's a rib.
It's all good. And Ryan, his whole family, his brother and his mom and dad and his niece, they're some of the nicest people you want to meet. So
absolutely,
yeah, really good people.
I met Jim and Matt in person 2 years ago when they both came down here, simultaneously to Orlando to go to Disney, and I'm of course in Florida, so we made a point to get together for a lunch on a random Saturday while they're up there, and it was a great time. We had a phenomenal time. Met all the wives, met Lauren, met Dana, and all the really good people. Of course, met my wife, and it was a really good time. Of course, so yeah, you guys are a great crew. I love you guys. You guys are a great crew, and I love your content. I love the Tuesday content, especially the Tuesday shows are amazing. I would say you're the star of it, honestly.
Oh well, I appreciate that. I really messed with the guys so bad on Wednesday or Thursdays trying to derail us from talking about wrestling. And I really do enjoy talking about wrestling, but it's fun to mess with them. So the Tuesday show kind of evolved to where it's not necessarily a wrestling podcast. So we try to appeal to everybody. Of course, we talk about food and music and sometimes current events and occasionally we just go off on like mental health things. You just never know, but it's a fun time. It really is.
It really
Tuesday
is. It
is a good show.
I told
Thursday
Jim that was the best decision he made to move to do something for more variety based on another day. It was awesome idea. So great backstory, man. All right, so as I promised, we're gonna do a game of this or that, focusing on the golden era. Of course, most people will say the golden era is pretty much the Hulkamania era from 84 to 93, pretty much 92. You want to call it? So, ChatGPT cooked a bunch of categories here. We got a lot of categories here. We're gonna dive into. We have we have the icons and contenders. We have tag team excellence, the spectacles, characters and managers, the mid-card legends, the heavy hitters and monsters, gimmicks and production, ringside and management, the all-star what-ifs, rivalries and grudge matches, presentation and vibe, rare and specialized gimmicks, manager stables, power and technique. I got a lot of characters. I didn't realize I have money here. Iconic imagery and gear, and the arena and the airwaves. So that's not wasting any time here. There's about 5 of them per time. So a lot here, but we'll get to go started. All right, first one here is from the icon contenders. Don't do that. First one, Hulk Hogan or the Ultimate Warrior?
Oh, Hulk Hogan, hands down.
Same. Hogan. I've never been a Warrior guy. I can't stand the Warrior as a person. I wasn't a Warrior guy back in when it was cool to like him. WrestleMania 6 is to this day a heartbreaking day for me. So,
yeah, I remember when the Warrior made his WWF debut, and he was the Dingo Warrior for like an episode, maybe. Then he was the Ultimate Warrior. But man, the guy had quite a look, and he was just different. But I never really, I don't dislike him, but he wasn't like a draw for me. All the Ultimate Warriors, coming to the arena, I got to go see it. But Hogan definitely was.
Did you root for Hogan in that match?
What's that for the WrestleMania 6?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was hopeful Hogan would take it. I mean, it made sense. They had a transition. I get it, and it just didn't work out for a number of reasons.
Of course. No, I get it. I totally get it. Next one here, Randy Savage or Roddy Piper?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'll tell you what.
Me, Savage, obviously, my favorite wrestler of all time. So that's easy for me.
Yeah. Oh. Man, my very first show, Savage, that Pomp and Circumstance played so loud. Mm-hmm. My ears rang for a few days after because that arena just echoed in there. But I never met Savage. I met Piper, and he was so nice. And that was about a month before he passed.
Oh wow,
But
2015. Wow.
yeah, it was right before he passed. Just super nice guy. He was actually much smaller than I thought he was going to be. And boy, that's a tough one.
Mm.
I'll have to go with Piper.
Okay.
But it is a tough one. But I would take Piper over
Probably
Savage.
Piper because you've met him, so I think that helps. That gives you an edge here, I guess.
Yeah, I had an
All right.
opportunity to meet Savage, and I don't know, I was probably like 20 something, and there was a really long line, and I just at the time I just was like, oh, I'm not waiting in that line. It was Savage and Sergeant Slaughter, and they're doing a
Right.
free meet and greet, and I missed the opportunity.
Right. All right. Next one here, we got Andre the Giant or Big John Studd.
Oh, Andre the Giant for
Andre.
sure.
Never been a stud guy. Never been a stud guy whatsoever. Whether
Now
it's a heel or face.
yeah, I never really cared for him, but his son wrestled, Sean Studd.
Really?
Yeah, he wrestled out of I believe he's from Texas. I saw him wrestle in Maryland here locally, and he's probably as big as his father and just a super nice guy. I don't know if he's still in wrestling, but he came by Maryland Championship Wrestling, which they get quite a few stars and legends through that territory. But I got to meet
Right.
him. He was so nice.
Right. All right. Next one here, Vicky's Dragon Steamboat or Mr. Perfect.
Oh, that's a tough one. Once again, I met Steamboat. He was so nice. Never got a chance to meet Mr. Perfect. Probably Steamboat.
This is tough for me too, also, because I love Steamboat, man. But I got to go Perfect though, because that character, that whole thing, the overselling,
So good.
the overselling them is
The guy was
yeah,
he was so good. But both of them were so good.
they really were. I always imagine what if Steamboat did not leave in '87 to go away to have his kid and whatever, and what could have been. But it is what it is. All right, last one in this section here. We got the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase or the model Rick Martel.
Oh, Ted DiBiase for sure.
It's tough for me though. Like I will say this much. I'm gonna go DiBiase because he was the better character, and he really he's the reason why Hulkamania ended the first run Hogan's run. Caused the chaos that caused WrestleMania 4. But let me tell you right now, Rick Martel. Rick Martel is the quintessential. If I gave you a Mount Rushmore of greatest mid-carders in history of WWE, he's in the conversation. That dude took that character and ran with it.
Yes, it was perfect for him. He just no, I don't think anybody else could have pulled that off the way Rick Martel did.
No, not at all. So there it is there for the first section. All right, next section here we got Tag Team Excellence. First one, the Hart Foundation or the British Bulldogs?
Hart Foundation. And I do enjoy the British Bulldogs, but there was just something about that heel Hart Foundation taking the titles off the Bulldogs and how they held on to the titles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to me too also. The Bulldogs, if they had a longer run, if Diamond Kid had those injuries and stuff, maybe they get a longer run of titles and maybe be able to do some more great work in the late 80s, but their run was short. It was very short, and it's because of injuries.
Yep.
And then of course the situation with the obviously backstage what they went through and had to break up in '89. But Foundation, man, I mean Brett and Jim, I would argue probably Mount Rushmore tag team all time.
Oh, I'd be right there with you. I'd argue with you, Ernest. Count me in.
Absolutely. All right, next one: the Rockers or Demolition?
Oh, Demolition, and I do like the Rockers, but Demolition.
I do like
Rockers too. Smash.
Yeah, I will die on this hill. Demolition. Those 3 years, 87, 88, 4 years, 87, 89, 90, I would say probably the greatest 4-year run I've seen of any tag team.
Yeah, they were incredible. So when they came in, they had it was Axe and Smash, but Smash was it Randy? What's his name? He's one of the Moondogs. Did you know that?
I heard about that. Yes,
Randy Colley or something. Can't think of his last name, but he I think had 1 or 2 matches, and it actually took place at a TV taping at the Hershey Park Arena, surprisingly enough, which I didn't know until recently. And of course, Johnny Valiant was their manager, but Mr. Fuji was the right guy to be with them. Yeah. So when they slid him over to Fuji, man, I didn't care for him as much when Crush came in. I understand it, but Axe and Smash were fantastic together.
Yeah, once Legion Doom got there in '90, they were done. They were cooked.
Yeah. Yep.
So. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Next one here: the Killer Bees or Strike Force.
I'll tell you what, I'd like Strike Force better, but the Killer Bees are very underrated. in my opinion.
I don't get the I've been a Killer Bees hater for years. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I
It's a
get the
silly gimmick.
it's very silly. Strike Force, you get Tito, you get Rick. I mean, I know,
Yep.
and I know it's a very clean babyface group, but they were for that couple months when they won a title until WrestleMania 4 lost to Demolition. They were really their chemistry was fantastic.
Oh, they were white hot. They had so Tom Zenk had left Rick Martel because they were the Can-Am connection.
Correct, right?
And they're looking to slide somebody in, and Tito just fit the bill. And I mean, it was huge business for them.
Absolutely. All right, next one here we have the Road Warriors. Well, of course, Legion of Doom or Natural Disasters.
I am a big fan of the Natural Disasters.
So am I.
I'm a big fan. I like the Road Warriors. I like them better as the Road Warriors, not as much as Legion of Doom. But it's just something about Typhoon and Earthquakes.
Better Typhoon than Tugboat, though, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Boy, it was terrible. Or better than Shockmaster.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
What a shame.
So you going Disasters?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go with the Disasters, 100%.
I'll go LOD, but it's a lot closer than people give credit for. I will say that. All right, and finally from the tag teams, last one here in the section, the Brainbusters or the Nasty Boys.
The Brainbusters they should have had a longer run. The whole thing when they came over from the NWA.
Yeah.
They were just starting a feud with the Midnight Express over in the NWA. I don't know. They may have had less than 5 matches, but that feud would have been phenomenal. And they ended up coming to WWF. But I think I'll stick with the Brainbusters.
Arn and Tully me quit. Too. Arn and Tully was, and look, we got what, maybe 9 months of this team in WWE?
Yeah,
9 months, if that.
Not real long. Yep.
Yeah, but they made that work. They ended the Demolition's tag team title run, the first one.
Yep, sure did. It was wild.
Obviously with Andre and Bobby's help, but yeah, it was
right.
Yeah, they were fantastic. Man, I love them.
I tell you, Arn just a phenomenal wrestler. Arn, you can plug Arn practically with anybody. If you look at the tag teams, he's been with Larry Zbyszko, and I mean the guy just incredible tag team wrestler.
Right. All right, let's go to the next section here. We got the spectacles. Here we go. First one, WrestleMania 3 at Silverdome or WrestleMania 6 at the Skydome?
Oh, 3 at Silverdome for me.
So what's funny, the Skydome, when it opened in 90, opened in late 89, 90, it was brand new. It was fresh. It was the newest toy. So in terms of visual, there's a case that 6 is probably better. But you're not going to tell me 3. There's no way hell you have me voting against 3. It's not going to happen. Sorry, it ain't going to happen.
Yep.
So you got 3 all
I'm right there with you. I don't think there's very few spectacles that'll beat WrestleMania 3 for me personally.
Absolutely. I think of all 41, 42 WrestleManias, I think 3 is still going to be top, like near the top. So, all right, next one here. This is easy for me. Saturday Night's Main Event or Primetime Wrestling?
Boy, I love both of them. Absolutely love both of them. As far as like shock and entertainment, it's got to be Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah. And I like Primetime Wrestling. I love Saturday Main Event. In fact, of all the material on the WWE Network, there was nothing I watch more. No matter what, WrestleMania, SummerSlams, it doesn't matter, anything. I watch the main event more than anything else on the network.
Yep, me too.
Especially from 86 to 91. That's my peak years. So that main event with a bullet. Okay. All right, next one here. We have the Royal Rumble match or the Survivor Series elimination match.
Royal Rumble. Easy for me to say. Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, easy. Rumble's easy. I mean, Survivor. I've never been a big fan of the Survivor Series elimination match.
Yeah, the build up to it was okay back in the beginning, but it was kind of dumb all in all.
Yeah, just trying to get everybody involved and get everybody payday and trying to get everybody involved in the match. But no, Rumble's probably still to this day the greatest gimmick in the history of the company.
Oh, hands down, so good.
Absolutely. All right, next one here. We have the Snake Pit with Jake Roberts or the Flower Shop with Adrian Adonis.
Boy, I have some fond memories of that Flower Shop, especially when Roddy Piper destroyed it.
Yep.
I absolutely loved it. But for longevity and because the Flower Shop was short term, I'd have to go with the Snake Pit.
I'm gonna go Snake Pit 2 also, but it's very close because the flower shop didn't last that long.
No,
But
not at all.
for that one like 9 month to a year like run it had, it was very effective.
Yeah.
That pipe,
Yeah.
that
So
Piper feud
good.
with AJ Adonis is one of my favorite feuds of all time.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. And there was they had the flower shop and then the Piper's Pit and the little angles on Saturday night's main event. All that led up to WrestleMania 3.
Yeah,
It was done so well.
absolutely, absolutely. All right, finally, last one here. We have the IC title or the tag team titles. I guess visually, which looks nicer, I guess.
I tell you what, I always liked the IC title, especially when Savage had it and dropped it to Steamboat at 3.
Yeah.
I just always liked that design.
Yeah, me too. I'm IC title as well too. I agree with you on that. All right, next one we have. Oh, this is my favorite section here. We got characters and managers. All right, here we go. First off, we got the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, or Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Bobby Heenan. I love Jimmy, but Bobby's just next level.
Let me say for the record, both guys are on the Mount Rushmore. Both guys are. Okay, it's Bobby. Now, first of all, my favorite all the time is Slick. So it's my all-time favorite. My favorite. Fucking old car salesman. But Bobby is just Bobby, and it's not against Jimmy. Jimmy is amazing. He's top 3 or 4 all time. But Bobby is the GOAT. Like, he's better than Paul Heyman. He's better than Jim Cornette. Bobby has made guys. Bobby made guys that we had no business caring about. Care about. So Bobby would have both.
Like Brooklyn Brawler would be a good example.
Exactly.
All
right, next one.
Himself with him.
Exactly. How about this one? This is the Randy Savage battle here. Miss Elizabeth or Sensational Sherry?
Oh, I got to go the OG, Miss Elizabeth.
Miss Elizabeth, will you marry me?
So funny.
I got to tell you.
My.
I'm going to go Sherry for one reason why. Even though Miss Elizabeth has a very, very soft spot in my heart, I have a running joke in my house, even on the show, that my love for white women, I'm a black man, started with Liz. It was Liz and Vanna White.
All right.
But Sherry was the one that really fit Savage's temperament.
Yes.
And if you look at entertainment value, Savage and Sherry together for those 2 years was incredible.
Yep.
So it's not a knock on Liz, because Liz was eye candy, but Sherry did more. And that's why I'm going to go Sherry for that one. But it's nip and tuck, of course. So there's no bad answer here. All right. We got Jake Roberts or Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Jake Roberts, without question. And I like Hacksaw, but it's got to be Jake.
And Jake is probably, there's a conversation that he's probably the greatest wrestler to never win a title.
Yeah. Yep. And that man, the mind he has for the business, it was incredible.
Without question. All right. We got the Heenan family or the First family.
Heenan family, for sure.
Yeah.
Anybody with Heenan?
I would say the Heenan family. If you look at all-time staples in factions, like we didn't call them factions back then, but the Heenan family is arguably a Mount Rushmore faction of all time.
Oh, it couldn't go wrong with Bobby Heenan.
Absolutely. All right, finally, last one in this section, and this one is gonna be a heartbreak for me on this one, but Mean Gene Okerlund or Jesse the Body Ventura. Oh my God.
Boy, that is a tough one. Mean Gene played such a good straight man,
didn't he?
And that little mustache, and but Ventura was over the top, and he still is, even to this day. I got to go with Gene, just because Gene, his interview, like, he could put people over like you wouldn't believe. He would bring them in, and that's a tough one, but I'll go with Gene.
Well, I'm gonna go with Jesse, because for me, Jesse is my favorite color commentator in all of sports, all time. Doesn't matter it could be football, basketball. Jesse Ventura, again, his commentary, whenever he's in the booth, I have to have the volume up. There's you have to listen to Jesse Ventura talk. But again, there's not a knock on Mean Gene. Mean Gene's amazing. But Jesse, the reason I love this era so much is because of Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, Jesse.
He made it
perfect.
He was perfect for the era. He was perfect. So, yeah. All right, next one, we have the mid-card legends. First one, the Junkyard Dog or George the Animal Steel?
Well, I'll tell you what, the Junkyard Dog, for me, and I enjoyed George, but I didn't realize the level of popularity and how over Junkyard Dog really was back when I started watching. But boy, he just connected with the fans like crazy.
He was.
He was something. And then he had the Queen's Another One Bites the Dust when they used to play that when he came out. I mean, you want to talk about 80s. It doesn't get much more 80s than that.
He was arguably the after Hogan, the biggest babyface for a couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely agree. 100%.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's a shame.
You going JYD?
Yeah, I'm gonna go JYD. It's a shame we lost him so early.
Yeah. I'm kind of leaning Steel here though, bro. Here's why. He was so entertaining, dude. He was so entertaining. That the whole Savage Steel, Liz back and forth. Oh my gosh. I feel like they utilize Steel more than they utilize JYD. JYD was just there just to put guys over because again at that point he's past his prime,
Right.
Whereas Steel, same situation, but Steel, I feel like they did more at Steel, especially with the Savage feud. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, they use Steel really well with his like limited ability, or he would have a quick match.
Right. So I'm gonna go Steel by smidge. All right, next one. We got Brutus Bar Beefcake or Greg the Hammer Valentine.
I'll tell you what, I was never a big Valentine fan. I respected what he does in the ring. But Beefcake, I don't know. I as an adult, I don't really care for him quite as much. But when I was younger, there was just something about him. Even as the barber, I thought that was something.
What's funny is that if you asked this question maybe 20-something years ago when I was a lot younger, I would say Beefcake with a bullet. Now, I've come to a place where I really respect Greg Valentine. Yep. I'm gonna go Valentine here. Actually, to be honest with you, as an adult,
there's nothing wrong with that.
I really start appreciating his work now as an adult. As a kid, he like, this is boring. As an adult, it's a good work. So I'm gonna go Valentine there. Actually, here.
Yep.
All right, we got the Big Boss Man or Sergeant Slaughter.
The Boss Man, Big Boss Man. Is Slaughter, even when he was a good guy in his initial run, and I never was a fan of G.I. Joe. My friends were into it. I just never got into G.I. Joe, so I don't really.
Really.
Yeah, I don't. I was a Masters Universe guy. I mean, and Transformers, and but I don't know. I just never got into GI Joe, and maybe if I did, I'd like Slaughter a little more. And that, but yeah, the Boss Man. There's just something special about the Big Boss Man.
Yeah, Boss Man was great. Boss Man was a great worker. It's not even close. This is Boss Man with a bullet. Boss Man as a heel, fantastic. Boss Man's a babyface for a couple of years, fantastic. He was a great worker. Him and Hogan feud was amazing.
Oh, absolutely, it was so
without
good.
Question. So Boss Man with a bullet, definitely one of the better mid-card legends in history of the company. All right, finally, this section, last one, we got Haku or the Barbarian.
I have to go with Haku, even though both of them are, everything you hear are tough as nails.
Yeah.
But Haku, you hear more stories about Haku, and I'm going to go with him.
Yeah, Haku for me, not even close. All right, we got next section here. We got the heavy hitters and monsters. Here we go. First one. King Kong Bundy or One Man Gang?
I liked One Man Gang more, and he was one of the guys back when I very first started watching in the UWF. The One Man Gang was on there, and he won the World Heavyweight title from Terry Bam Bam Gordy. So I'm going to go with the Gang.
Same.
Huge guy, mohawk, tattoos on his head. You didn't see that really ever in wrestling, and I remember until the Gang was around. So he was something.
Yeah. Gang for me, for one big reason too, especially because he eventually turned to one of my favorite gimmicks of all time, Akeem.
Yep. How ridiculous was that? They couldn't get away with that today, but I mean, I loved it back, and I still love it today.
And yet, it actually ages well in terms of entertainment.
Yes,
it does. I love Akeem.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I love it. It's amazing. All right, next one here. We got Bam Bam Bigelow or the Earthquake.
Oh, Earthquake.
Yes,
I like Bam Bam, but I got to go with the Big Quake.
Again, another big guy that worked with Hogan very well in 90 into 91. He was great. He was fantastic. That gimmick was really over as a heel in that little run. So Earthquake as well too also. All right, Bad News Brown or the Warlord?
Oh, Bad News Brown for sure. I legit thought he was, I was a kid. I was almost afraid of him. I saw him wrestle live a few times, and I wouldn't. He's somebody. If he was walking down there and I was by the railing, I wouldn't dare try to yell something at him. I was scared of him.
You know why? Because every time he got to the rail and someone talked to me, he's like, "Shut up! Shut up!" shut up to the referee. Shut up every time.
He's very vocal.
I've always said that Bad News Brown was a precursor to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
But shout out to Bad News Brown. He begins to the Hall of Fame posthumously this week. All
well
right.
deserved.
How about this one? Zeus or Kamala?
Oh my gosh, that's a tough one. Now Zeus was not around very long, but like for the entertainment value, it was incredible. But once again, Kamala, he's one of those guys, man. You're almost afraid of him. Like I truly thought he was going to take that title off of Hogan when I was a kid. I got to go with Kamala. What a great gimmick.
Yeah, this is tough, man. Because Zeus was terrible. Once he got into the ring, was terrible. The character was over.
Yeah,
I hate no holds barred.
Yep, it was just perfect timing though. It was the marketing was incredible.
It was. That was really my peak of my fandom as a kid. In '89, I'm gonna go Kamala, man. Because I mean he was a real wrestler, so I'm gonna go Kamala. So yeah, so Kamala. All right, next one, final here. We got Yokozuna or Tugboat. The early first Yokozuna, the first year or two.
Yeah, big Yoko. Yep, when Yoko was moving, and boy, they put the rocket on him and sent him straight to the top. Well deserved too for Yoko. But yeah, Yoko's in over Tugboat.
Yeah, Tugboat's terrible. I mean, it's just early about Typhoon. Come on.
Yeah. As Typhoon, I didn't mind him at all. But as Tugboat was just too cartoony, and I guess when I was growing up at that point, I didn't care for him one bit. And trying to be Hulk Hogan's buddy and all that, I just not a fan.
Yeah, wasn't a fan either. All right, next section we got gimmicks and production. Here we go. First one, we got cartoonish gimmicks or reality tough. Cartoonish gimmicks or realistic tough guys.
Back in that day, it was cartoon. We're
Same.
talking 80s cartoons for sure.
Yeah, I would say the same thing too. Also,
because looking back, watching it now, it's so entertaining. It's over the top, and it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm the same with you. But in that era, it called for that. It called for superheroes and because it was evil and having a black and white and boom. So, all right. How about this one? Post-match interviews or pre-tape promos?
Oh, post-match interviews, which they didn't do enough of back in the day. Once in a while. Like Saturday Night's Main Event was pretty well known for that, for the post-match interviews. But then again, they had the pre-tape one too. So, but I go post-match.
It's funny because like some of the most underrated Savage interviews, post-match interviews, are on that show.
Yep, Savage was great,
especially post-match, sweaty and stuff. Getting started. So yeah. All right, we got how about this one? Bright neon gear or classic black trunks?
Ooh, back in if we're talking 80s, it has to be the bright neon. If you want to like the black trunks and stuff, you could flip the channel over to the NWA or early WCW.
That's tough, man. Because I appreciate simple as an adult, so I'll go bright neon gear now because as a kid I really would like the Flash and stuff, but for back then anyway. All right, the 20-cent color programs or WWF magazine?
Oh, WWF magazine.
Same.
I love that magazine.
Yep. All right, last one here in the section. You got the LJN action figures or Hasbro action figures?
I'm got to go with Hasbro, even though LJN's the original. Yeah, they were wonderful, but to have the smaller ones that moved were just so much better, and the paint didn't come off them either.
Right. No, I'll go Hasbro as well too. Also, all right. Next section, we got ringside and management. Here we go. First one, Captain Lou Albano or Mr. Fuji?
I was never a big Albano fan, so I got to go with Fuji.
Same. Yokozuna, my Yokozuna, Super Ninja.
And Fuji.
He was so funny. Fuji's so funny. So funny.
Oh, he was great. He played that part so well.
Yeah, Fuji was amazing. All right. This is easy for me, obviously. Slick or Brother Love?
But I'll tell you what, I know you're gonna go with Slick. I think I would go with Brother Love because he was so easy to hate.
Yeah. Brother Love was awesome. Love Brother Love.
Slick was fun, and I enjoyed Slick, but I actually did not like Brother Love. So, like, he really played the part.
I love you.
That was so good.
Yeah. All right. The Mega Powers and the Mega Bucks.
Oh, the Mega Powers brother.
Yeah. Mega Powers. Yeah. Mega Powers. Feel the power.
So cheesy.
All right. Steel cage match or hair versus hair match?
I gotta go with the steel cage, especially if it's big blue. I like the
Yeah.
big blue steel cage.
I missed that big blue steel cage. I go with steel cage match as well, too, also. And finally, last one in this section, we got Lord Alfred Hayes or Gorilla Monsoon.
I gotta go with the gorilla. I was never a big Lord Alfred Hayes fan.
Same,
I appreciate him
bro.
more.
Same.
But
the same way.
as a kid, I hated him. I just didn't like the accent, or just I didn't like him at all. But Gorilla Monsoon was the man.
I just Lord Alfred Hayes. He just bothered me, dude. It's just, and I feel bad saying that because he was good what he did, but it's just like you have Jesse and these guys, and then you have Gorilla Lord Alfred Hayes. It didn't fit. Now as an adult, nope. I guess I can appreciate a little bit more now, but. Oh my gosh, yeah, Gorilla. And of course, plus it's Gorilla. Come on, Gorilla's gonna win that any week.
Yeah, Gorilla's fantastic.
Right. Okay, here we go. The All-Star What Ifs. First one, we have. Let's just make any stuff. Hogan versus Flair 91 Dream Match or Hogan versus Savage.
I would have loved Hogan versus Flair 91. I wish they would have built that up to be better. Yeah. Apparently they tested at some house shows. I actually saw them on a house show once for WCW and once for WWF. WCW was later, but yeah, I wish WWE would have built that. That could have been big.
Vince was so stubborn, dude. He really was.
Yeah.
All right, next one. The Rocker splitting at the barbershop or the Mega Power exploding on Saturday Main Event? Ooh.
Oh man, I'll tell you the Saturday Night's Main Event was
it was actually main event.
Just the main event. That's right, because
it was a live show.
Savage didn't make the tag. That was probably when I was a kid, that was a bigger deal to me than the Rocker splitting. So I'll go with that.
Oh, of course.
Powers explode.
Yeah, Mega Powers too. Also, I mean, I watched that live. I was 8 turning 9. I watched it live and was stunned.
That was something. Live television. Those NBC shows were so good.
Absolutely.
So
those were the go home. Those were the lead up to the Mania at the time. So, all right, next one here: Warriors 1990 title run or Savage's 88 title run.
I'm gonna go with Savage. I had to think about that one, but yeah, Savage for sure.
It's funny though, because Savage's 88 title run is really, really good, but his character was not true to who he really was.
Yeah, he became soft.
He was a little softer.
Yeah.
Savage's 92 title run is more close to his real character.
Correct.
Babyface, in other words. Yeah. So, but even though I'll still go Savage's 8 title run because it's Savage. Warrior sucks. All right, how about this one? The real world title, quote unquote, or the Winged Eagle title? This is easy. Come on, bro.
I gotta go Winged Eagle for sure.
The greatest belt ever. The greatest belt ever. Not even close. The greatest belt ever. All right, finally, last one here in this section. Andre the Giant as a babyface or as a heel? Did I just lose you? I think I lost you. Hold on a second.
Yep, you're back now. I'm back and live and in color.
Sorry, I'm in color. Okay. Andre's a babyface or as a heel?
He was so good as a heel. He was so easy to dislike and who's going to beat him? Like, at the time, I didn't think Hogan had a chance to beat him because Andre was just that big.
Hulk Hogan.
What? Andre as a heel was just incredible.
I don't think it's even close. Like, people love him as a babyface. I get it, but
right.
My experience with Andre most of his years as a heel.
Right.
So he was great as a heel.
He was so good, and then unfortunately had the Warrior just decimate him over and over for some reason. I don't still understand that, but
to put him over to go to Hogan. That's why.
So, that's sad.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So I'm under heel too. Also, all right. Couple more sections here. We have rivalries and grudge matches. This should be a good section here.
Sure.
Here, we have Jake Roberts versus Rick Martel for the blindfold match, or Jake Roberts and Andre the Giant at 5.
Oh, yeah. Andre and Jake. So once again, Andre. I just thought Andre was just going to tear limb from limb.
This is close, man. I really love Martel and Jake, though. I really, really do.
That's a good one. It really is. That when Jake got sprayed in the sprayed in the eyes with that
Yeah,
arrogance.
yeah. I'll go Jake and Andre by a smidge though. It's close though. It's really close. Like Andre's promos, you fight like a man.
Yeah. Oh, Andre's hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear Jake tell the story about when Damien bit Andre?
Yes.
Isn't
Yes.
that wild? The snake
It is wild.
bit him,
Yeah.
and Andre had no idea he was bitten, and he was back playing cards, and
Yeah.
there was a tooth from the snake in his like shoulder or something.
So,
Oh, we're
Mr.
giant.
Damien, get your
Oh,
ass out of here. All right.
no.
Next one, we have Demolition versus Powers of Pain or the Rockers versus the Orient Express.
Oh, Powers of Pain and Demolition.
Same here. Powers of Pain was so underutilized, man. They could have been really good.
Yep.
I'm one of those Powers of Pain truthers out there. There's not a lot of them out there, but I'm one of them. So
When they brought him in as babyface, that really surprised me. And then I think they turned him heel too quickly, but it all made sense because then Demolition went babyface. But I think they still had some more gas in the tank as babyfaces for Powers of Pain.
I agree with you on that one. All right, we got Mr. Perfect versus Tex Tornado or Perfect versus Bret Hart.
Oh, Perfect and Bret Hart. I love Perfect and Texas Tornado. Don't get me wrong, but Bret Hart and Perfect, boy, you can watch those matches all day and not be bored.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Perfect and Hart. All right, how about DiBiase buying the title from Hogan or trying to, or Slaughter turning Iraqi sympathizer?
I'll tell you what, the both of them were huge deal. But I don't think anybody, if you weren't alive back then in 91, when that war was brewing,
Yeah.
because it was the first time like an actual live war, well, maybe not the first time, Vietnam War was going on that was televised, but
Yeah.
you know, America had forgotten what it was like to be in a war, I dare say. And so to have like real life playing out on wrestling, I got to go to Slaughter and turn to the Iraqi turncoat, if you will.
It's one of those you had to be there moments, obviously, to really get it.
Yep.
And I will say it has not aged well though in later years. I think DiBiase buying the title though, shake up the foundation of WWE at that point is probably by a little bit more, because I think DiBiase getting there. I'm going to buy the World Wrestling for it's gonna be mine. Rock. He does everything. Hogan says no. He gets Hogan off his contract and the whole thing, held up. He wins the title, vacant, all that. And it goes to WrestleMania 4. It's amazing. It's an amazing story.
Yeah, done so well, and I don't know that it's ever been told before where somebody tried to buy a title. Now, of course, fan favorites turning heel happens all the time, but
right. All right, last one here in this section. We got the Hart Foundation's heels or baby faces?
I liked them. I think they had some better matches as baby faces, but I liked them better as heels.
You know what? This is tough. I'm no heels actually still. Even though they were really good baby faces though, I'm no heels. Yeah.
Great matches. Yeah. You had Strike Force and the British Bulldogs, and that's the heels, and then they had great matches against Demolition as faces.
Oh, question. That SummerSlam 90 match was amazing. Without question.
Yeah.
Two out of three falls. All right, next section here we have the presentation, the vibe. First one here, we got the Pile Driver album or the wrestling album.
I'll tell you what, a friend of my brother's gave us a copy of the wrestling album. I was all in. He copied on cassette. I was all about it, and I really Pile Driver I was all in too. But the wrestling album, to have the wrestlers' themes when I had my big LJN figures, and I could play their theme music. Count me in for the wrestling album.
That's the original one, right? Wrestling album.
Yep, the first one with the Land of Thousand Dances and
that's no. I'm gonna go Pile Driver though, man, because the Coco Beware song.
Coco, man, they gave a heck of a push with that.
Yeah, Pile Driver definitely. All right, how about this one? The Event Center with Sean Mooney or the Update at Mean Gene Oakland?
I'll go with Mooney. That's a tough one, but I didn't appreciate Sean Mooney so much back in the day, but I appreciate him much more. So yeah, I'll go with Mooney.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll go Mean Gene by a smidge. Mean Gene by a smidge because it's Mean Gene. That's why. I got to pick him somehow. If I pick Jesse or Mean Gene, I can't have Mean Gene lose twice. So Mean
That's
Gene
right.
is.
That's just wrong.
It's just wrong. All right, how about this one? The blue steel cage match. The blue steel cage. No, sorry, the blue steel cage or the chain link cage. Chain link fence cage.
Yeah, there's something about the blue one. Got to go with the blue.
All about the blue. All about the blue. Same there. All right, Rock and Wrestling cartoon or No Holds Barred the movie.
Ooh, they're both pretty terrible, but I would rather watch a Rock and Wrestling Connection or Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling over No Holds Barred.
Yeah, No Holds Barred is just fucking terrible. I watched it one time and I watched it since. The Fink's intro or Jesse Ventura's commentary?
Ooh, probably more iconic because of the announcing of the new world heavyweight champion and things like that. I got to go with the Fink. But boy, Ventura just nails commentary. We talked about it, but I'd go with the Fink.
It's Jesse, man, but it's close. I
That
can't.
is a top one.
It's Jesse, dude, but it's close. All right, we got rare and specialized gimmicks. First one, the Mountie or the Repo Man?
Oh, the Mountie. I really didn't like the Repo Man for whatever reason.
Never been a
But
fan.
the Mountie was Jacques Rougeau just nailed that character so well.
Yeah. You Mountie as well too. Also, all right, Dino Bravo or British Bulldog?
Bulldog on his own, I was didn't really care for him. So I'd go with Dino Bravo, but not by much.
I thought the Dino Bravo character was actually pretty funny. I'll go with Dino Bravo actually, just because the World's Strongest Man gimmick was pretty cool. I didn't mind that actually. All right, we got Jim Neville Neidhart or Greg Valentine, the Hammer.
Boy, that's a tough one. I'll go with Jim the Anvil because of the Hart Foundation.
I go Anvil too because he was so animated.
Yeah, the laugh.
His promos are amazing. Yep. All right, we got the Bushwhackers, the comedy, the Bushwhackers, of course, or the Killer Bees, Switcheroos.
But I gotta go with the Killer Bees because when they put those masks on and did the mask confusion, that was really something back in the day. So I'm gonna go with them.
It was cool. Don't get me wrong, but the Bushwhackers were disgusting as hell.
Can you imagine like licking and eating sardines and all that now? I mean, I'm sure Vince paid him plenty of money back then.
I just watched WrestleMania 5 for recently, and when they lick up Sean Mooney,
oh gross!
Oh my God, I almost threw up. As an adult, like as a kid, like, oh, it's funny. As an adult,
Yeah.
like, it's fucking gross, bro.
Yeah, especially going through 2020.
Exactly.
You're gonna be doing something
like... And finally, last one here in the section: the Survivor's Egg, the Gobbledygooker, or Taker's Debut.
They both happened at the same event.
Same night. Yep.
That Gobbledygooker was such a disappointment. Now I think it's freaking hilarious, and I just love it. But boy, back then it was terrible. And but I got to go with Undertaker's Debut. I mean, that probably one of the greatest characters in the history of professional wrestling.
Yeah. Taker 2 as well. You can't not, All right, Manager Stables. First one, Heenan family or Jimmy Hart first family?
I would say Heenan family.
Heenan's ain't close. Well, Jimmy Hart's family though is pretty sick though. I will say the
Jimmy Hart.
A lot of champions there too also.
Yep.
So how about this one? The $1 Million Corporation or Slick Stable?
I'd like Slick Stable better than the $1 Million Corporation.
Same. They didn't do anything. They didn't get any belts, man, but they were hysterical. They were funny as hell.
They were.
Boss Man, Akeem, yeah, of course.
Yep, and Butch Reed and
yep. How about this one? The Genius Lanny Poffo or the Grand Wizard?
I didn't see very much of the Grand Wizard, but boy, the Lanny Poffo Genius character just fit him so well. I'll go with that.
I never understood why after WrestleMania 6 they broke up him and Perfect. I never understood that.
Yeah, that was just silly.
It made no sense.
They were great together.
Yeah, they really were. How about General Adnan or Harvey Whippleman?
Boy, I didn't really like either of them. Whippleman could really just get under your skin. He did a really nice job. So I'm gonna go with Whippleman.
All right, I go Whippleman's all too. General Adnan was annoying as hell. Okay, how about this one? Last one, Mr. Fuji with a cane or Mr. Fuji with a salt bag?
Oh, the cane. I love the cane. Here's a true story. This past Tuesday, I was at a gift and thrift shop, and they had one. Anytime I see one of those canes, like the wooden cane that curved on the top, I always get it, and I will. My younger brother was with me, and I feel like I hit him in the throat with it, and I yelled something like "Fuji's got the cane" or whatever, and I still do it all these years later.
Yep, and he'll use that cane to like tilt the rope down.
Yep,
So
yep, hook their
I,
legs.
because of that, I'll go cane because he utilized it a little more. So cane it is. All right, next section we got power versus technique. The warlord or the berserker?
I thought the berserker was more entertaining.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with berserker. Yeah, Husk. He was a huge ripoff of Bruiser Brody, but as a kid, I didn't realize that.
Right.
Because Brody used to yell something like that too, and just the look and everything.
And it's probably a rib because Vince would do that.
Yeah,
I'll go warlord. I'll go warlord because I liked warlord and with Barbarian back in the day. So I'll go warlord. Oh, this is a good one here. The model Rick Martel or the narcissist Lex Luger?
Oh, the model, without question. Narcissist didn't. I don't think anybody even knew what that was. I've met a couple now since as an adult, but worked for one of them.
Yeah, I'm going model Martel as well too. Again, one of the best mid carders I've ever seen in my life. All right, Tito Santana with Strike Force or Tito Santana as El Matador?
Oh, Strike Force for sure.
Yeah, same. Big Boss Man as a heel or Boss Man as a face?
I liked him as a heel more. He was so good at being the heel.
Yeah, he was a correctional officer as a heel and the justice guy as a face. I go heel as well too, also because he was, unbelievable. All right, the last one here in the section: the Steiner brothers or the Quebecers?
I love the Steiner brothers when they came into WWE and on that Monday Night Raw. I still like the Steiner. I think they're one of the best tag teams ever. And the Quebecers are very underrated, but the Steiners.
Yeah, Steiners hold too. Also, they didn't last long, like a year, maybe 2 years, but they were really impactful for the years or two they were there. All right, 2 more sections to get out of here. We have iconic imagery and gear. All right, first one, we got the Ultimate Warrior's duster or Macho Man's cowboy hat and fringe.
I'd like Savage more with like the bandanas and stuff. So
yeah, same.
I that just because I'll go with the Warrior.
The duster's like the cape, right? He wears the cape.
Yeah, like a long like jacket kind of type thing almost.
That was pretty cool. But I'll go Savage's cowboy hat and fringe though, just cause. But it's close there. It's close.
Yeah.
All right, the Legion of Doom shoulder pads or the Rockers tassels?
Oh, the shoulder pads for sure. Shoulder pads with spikes.
Yeah, definitely. How about this one? Hulk Hogan's Hulk Rules shirt or Hogan's Hulkster Sent Me shirt? Oh, that's easy for me. Hulk Rules for me.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even. Yeah, the other one I'm not even familiar with.
Yeah, I'm not. And even was the other one, it'd still be Hulk Rules because that also represents my favorite Hogan run of his entire career, the '88 run. Yeah. So yeah.
Never forget that.
How about Hogan's red and yellow or the white and purple of the Warrior?
Oh, Hogan for sure again, hands down.
Absolutely.
Red and yellow.
Absolutely. All right, last one in the section. Dusty Rhodes polka dots or the Bushwhackers hats? Uh-oh.
As stupid as it is, the polka dots with Dusty Rhodes is still the black and gold. And then he did have those red and black and then I think yellow and red or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it was typically the black and the yellow. Got to go with Dusty.
Yeah, I agree with you. Dusty, because again, as stupid as it was unique to its time.
And now I think it's fantastic. Back then it was like, oh, but it was good.
Vince being petty, of course. All right, this is the last 100%. Section. Yep. All right, this is the last section of the whole entire show. We have the arena and the airwaves. Here we go. Last 5. First one, the main event, NBC specials or wrestling challenge.
The NBC specials because you knew something big was going to happen.
Yeah. Wrestling challenge is pretty much for jobbers and pushing. Yeah, you push storylines here and there. You get the occasional snake pit or Brother Love show and all that. But the main event was the show that launched you to WrestleMania. So main event.
You did not miss the main event.
Absolutely. Again, look at main event 1 and 2. On Hogan was the title, and 2 Mega Powers Explode. All right, next one we got the arenas, Madison Square Garden or the Boston Garden?
Oh, MSG, Madison Square.
Yeah, it is MSG. But I tell you what, the visual of the Boston Garden back in the day is pretty unique, actually. I will say.
It is. When they show if you watch them on YouTube or the network, and you see that, right away that they're in Madison, or not Madison, in Boston Gardens.
Absolutely,
you can tell immediately.
Absolutely, the old ass arena, dusty ass arena, hoping the
Same
Celtics.
thing with Maple Leaf when they had the Maple Leaf Gardens and that ramp.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, how about this one? The Special Delivery Jones Jobber era or the Brooklyn Brawler era?
I probably saw more of the Brawler. So yeah, I'll go with the Brawler.
Same. I love Brawler as well too. Also, SD Jones was cool though. All right, two more for gets out of here. This might be a little tough. The Snake Pit or the Funeral Parlor with Paul Bear?
Boy, that is a tough one. I'll go with the Funeral Parlor because of the Undertaker and Paul Bear locking the Ultimate Warrior in the casket and them trying to get him out. Like that was really something special back when they did that. That was controversial.
Yeah, I think same here too, because I think they took all the elements of those segments and they put it on display on the pub and the film parlor, and they really utilized that even in a bigger way. Caskets and using Taker and Paul Bear, amazing.
Yep,
it is close though. It is close though, but funeral parlor is definitely, in my opinion, really good. And finally, last one of the entire show: the Royal Rumble 1992 finish or the WrestleMania 7 reunion with Liz and Savage?
Oh, the finish of the Rumble with Flair winning.
Yeah. That's tough for me because I'm a Savage Mark, so it's easy to say Savage and Liz getting together. But man, that 92 finish was amazing. If there was any time Hogan should turn heel, that was night turn.
Yeah, turn heel. The fans were against him. They didn't want him to win. They wanted Sid to win more than anything. But then when Sid was out, they absolutely wanted Flair.
This finish is amazing though. But I love a good love story. Give me Savage and Liz, man. I cried every time I watch it. Even now today, I still get teary eyed.
Still get it. Boy, isn't that something? You get so invested into a couple that you never met, and it's just that's great storytelling.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's wrestling too. You think, oh, it's wrestling, no big deal, but no. You watch all this thing for a long time, you get invested, man.
Oh yeah, it connects with you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go reunion, WrestleMania 7 reunion, just because it's I love a good love story. Intern Mark, great job as always. First on the pod, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a blast. Anytime you need me here, Ernest, I'm just a call away.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Boy, I'll tell you what. Let me think here. Well, I guess I should plug 3CT.
Yeah.
I would get in trouble if I didn't do that. It used to be 3 Count Thursday, but it's 3CT. We do our little live every Thursday, or practically every Thursday. And then we do a recorded show on Tuesday. And if you're not a big wrestling fan and you want to listen to the Tuesday show, like we were talking earlier, it's usually topics not wrestling related. And I actually have quite a few friends who tune into that strictly because it's not wrestling and they're not wrestling fans. So it's nice that we're getting, trying to broaden our audience a bit.
So, right. I love the Tuesday shows.
Yeah, they're fun. They really are. Give us a listen. If you don't like the one week, you can try another week. Like I said, we talk about food, music, current events, you name it. We play games. We just did a 90s Nickelodeon draft or tournament. I think that was a tournament, and it's a lot of fun. It really is.
Absolutely.
So,
but Mark,
check out our shop over on T Public. We got some great shirts over there. Shirts, and T Public has hats, and you can get shorts and stickers, magnets, you name it. But it's 3CT over there. T Public. Get some of our stuff, some of our shirts. It helps us pay our bills.
Yes, absolutely. Great job, man. Mark, good job as always, brother.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Hope everybody stays safe out there.
And maybe you'll do the new generation, this or that, new generation era. Maybe we'll do that.
Let's do it. Yes, count me in.
All right, brother. Let's do it. Good job, man.
Thank you.